Steve Rogers is not a virgin. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
Yes, I knew it.
You're not drunk?
Captain America!
Who cares?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, of course, I am your favorite random man, future king of YouTube. Tanzla's in the building today. How are you guys doing? So hopefully, I can get this review out on hopefully Monday or Tuesday. Hope I can get it out before then. So and I know, yes, I know. I'm sorry, guys. This is not my talk about my remake videos and stuff like that. I'm sorry, this is not it. But I really need to talk about She-Hulk. I do. Because my mom wanted to watch it, so me and her watched the first episode of She-Hulk, and to everybody, and I didn't watch nobody's other reviews of it just yet because I didn't want to get spoiled. So I'm gonna talk about the other tidbit stuff like the review bombs, some of the other stuff a little bit after I talk about the show itself first, because honestly, some of the jokes were a bit cringe, I will admit. Some of the jokes were a bit cringe. And I'm like, alright, you know. Especially the one scene where she, I think it happened about 3 times in this first episode, where she looks to the fans and it looked at people and said, yeah, it's true, I'm She-Hulk. So, and I'm like, alright, Deadpool. So I said that, that's alright, Deadpool. Then I had to really explain to my mom, like I told her who Deadpool was, and he's really one of the more, to me, one of the more characters that really does that, and I'm so used to him Deadpool doing that instead of She-Hulk. Now, honestly, cause I told a friend of mine, I said, yeah, some stuff was a bit cringe, but it grew on me. And sorry, my alarm clock went off. But the jokes, it grew on me for real. It really did. It grew on me. I was like, okay, it did. And what I didn't expect was how the scene was like she just trying to do a little practice of being a closer, and so what ended up happening, she said this like, yeah, it's true, I'm She-Hulk, and then we went by like maybe like a few months back telling what happened, because in the comic book, those you ever read the comic books, and I'm gonna say this right quick before I go on to it, but when they first announced She-Hulk, people said, oh no, y'all didn't bring the Hulk. Those of you don't know your Marvel lore, and I really believe some people who was complaining about this don't know nothing about the character. But She-Hulk has been around for decades. But going back into the comic, it was a mob hit because Jennifer Walters is a lawyer, and she got shot, and Bruce had to do a blood transfusion, and that's how the blood, that's how he got the Hulk gene into Jennifer, and that's how she became She-Hulk. Now in the comics, she was Savage She-Hulk. Now I will admit, I do like the fact they kind of touched on this a little bit, because she I think she did kind of, if I remember right. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But if she she didn't, I think if she really didn't have that much control just yet. But I think at one point eventually she did, where she can be She-Hulk or Jen Walters, whatever the case may be. It was no alternate personality, nothing like that. But in the show, what ended up happening was the Sakaar ship. I said that ship looked familiar. And forgive me, y'all, I already thought that was a Wakandan ship. I don't know how I got the Sakaar ship or in the Wakanda ship so messed up. I mean, maybe because it was a different color. I don't know. So it really was like, oh man. I saw another reviewer. I was like, oh, yeah, that was a Sakaar ship. So I was like, okay. So then, they had an accident. Jen had a cut on her wrist, and then Bruce was kind of bleeding from the head, bleeding from the forehead a little bit, and he was telling Jen to get back and stuff like that. And so what happened? Some of his blood got into Jen's body and into her cut, and then she was like a little bit savage, and she was just running away. Then my mom, she said she watched a little bit of it, but she didn't finish watching all of it until the day we watched it together. And she can't wait to watch the second episode, by the way. But so what ended up happening, this was when she went to a bar, got cleaned up. Other girls out of came to the women's rep and started cleaning her up. I'm like, okay, that was funny. Then when the guys tried to flirt with Jen, she got angry and she was like, "Oh!" The dude. It was so funny because my mom says to her is one of the most funniest scenes. The dude, almost all the dudes jumping, just hugging, scaring, like almost like a Scooby Doo thing. So then Bruce came as Hulk, Professor Hulk came out and stopped her. So pretty much they had a training montage trying to pretty much not yet. I'm sorry, I'm jumping too far ahead. Pretty much he explains what happened. Like Jennifer. Sometimes he explains how his arm because of Jen's blood, he was able to heal his arm. Because during the scene with the car, Bruce had some type of device we took him years to make. To keep him out of his Hawk form, and he was still in the arm brace. But then Jennifer's blood, his arm was able to heal, and I know in Endgame they say his arm was gonna be like that. I'm happy they fixed that. Don't get me wrong, I am happy they fixed that. It's just like, I just not a fan of Professor Hulk. So when they got his skin on Marvel's Avengers game, I actually got that skin. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Professor Hulk, but it was kind of cool that they have him in the game. It was weird, but yeah. But so pretty much, Jen's pretty much saying like, I don't want to be a hero. He's literally training her how to be a Hulk, telling her how to deal with it, saying how dangerous her powers can be. So what I did like what they did explain was if you remember it from the Incredible Hulk movie. Bruce's blood is really toxic and is it toxic? I don't know. Pretty much I know it's like maybe dangerous or poisonous. And you just remember when Stanley took a drink of the little pop he drunk, it killed him automatically right on the spot. So only like pretty much so far, the only ones really can handle that is pretty much Jen and Bruce. But what about Abomination? Because he can transform at will. Now it looks like he transforms at will from watching the trailers and stuff like that. So I hope they explain more about that. But pretty much the whole then they had the whole montage of her training. Then when Bruce, I did like the scene where he used the bullhorn. Or they wake her up and then he's doing a little test. And Bruce find out that so wait a minute, it's like you're not angry or mad. Like I said, they did touch on the Savage She-Hulk in the beginning of the episode, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm in complete control. Where it took Bruce like years and decades to really control his other personalities. For those who don't know, Professor Hulk is really like the merger of Bruce and the Savage Hulk, and they come together and they form Professor, where they kind of come to agree. So pretty much the whole montage, like She-Hulk was doing a little bit better than the Hulk. Those who don't know, and again, me and a good friend of mine, she and I were talking for a hot second, and like I told her that it was some cringe moments, but some of those cringe moments grew on me. I'm not gonna lie, it did. I mean, if the show's not perfect, but it grew on me. But some people forget that She-Hulk is slightly stronger than the Hulk. Slightly. Now, I'm not saying not overall strong. No, don't get like again. I had to refresh myself on the lore. But I do remember because I talked to another buddy of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, She-Hulk is slightly stronger." But again, you gotta remember, we don't have the Savage Hulk with us. We got Professor Hulk. And those you forget that Professor Hulk is the weakest of all the Hulks. He's not as strong. He's smart, but he's really not as strong as the other versions of the Hulk. So that Hulk did, like I said, when Jennifer, like when they just throw them boulders up. Now don't forget, there's a scene where Bruce did toss a boulder like out of almost out of orbit somewhere. So he's still strong. He's still I won't say better, but he's holding back because he's the Professor Hulk. So those you saying, oh, why is she outshining this, that? No, it's like, cause I like what 3C Films said about it. By She-Hulk being more nimble, and why Professor Hulk is more kind of bulky, she can like maneuver more easily than him. So that again, to me, that makes sense. So people in there complaining, it's like, oh, it's worse than it is. First of all, this is only the first episode, y'all. We got what? Maybe 8 episodes altogether. So chill out. I said again, like I said, the show's not perfect, but I think it is. I really believe it is a watch. So like like I said with what you saw, the quartering, even Clownfish. I love those YouTubers. I actually do. Even Yellow Flash, I love them too. But I feel like they kind of judge them a little bit too harshly. I don't know what they're able to watch the first 4 episodes like some of these other influencers out there. So I don't know. But yeah, like for me, I enjoyed it. Even like when Bruce and Jen had a quick brawl, and we finally get to see the Sonic clap that Hulk did, and the Incredible Hulk, and Jen was like, "Oh, I'll do that too." And she did it, and Bruce kind of just chuckled at her, and she just kept doing like this, like kept clapping, did like those remember from if you ever watched the Incredible Hulk, they had the little Sonic this little Sonic thing, not Sonic thing. Wherever it was, the noise was like it was so dampened that Bruce had to cover his ears. He had chucked like a piece of a tank or some type of sharp metal and just destroyed the machine. And that's what Jennifer was doing. So for me, that was cool. Like, okay, you showing. I have to agree with 3C Films about this. You're showing the strengths and the weaknesses, or pretty much you're showing how different these Hulks are. So I think that was a pretty good idea with that. I think that's pretty cool. I did like the scene where Bruce told Jennifer where like Tony helped make this little place for him. They would drink, but Tony always talk mad crap about he always talk mad crap about Steve Rogers and stuff like that. And maybe like I guess like I think one of the things Jennifer was talking about was another thing was kind of cringe to me, like was Steve Rogers a virgin and stuff like that. And part of that to me, I really didn't care. Maybe something you might like that, but me, I didn't really care for it. But pretty much when Bruce said if you want to go back being a lawyer, then okay, pretty much he like I'm gonna leave fate in your hands and say how you want to handle it. So you know how to do it on your own. And the one scene pretty like she's like I respect that. She looked at the crowd. She looked like at us saying you don't respect that. So again, like stuff like that, like some people think is a little bit too comedic. To me, yeah, in some respect it is, but for me it grew. I don't hope maybe like I don't because from what I'm hearing, I think it's like it's mostly like that. It said like the first 4 episodes don't have too much action in it, so I don't know how true it is. I'm not sure. Like I said, I wasn't one of those special privileged people to go see it. But then we see Titania. I believe it's Titania breaking into the courtroom, and her and Jen had a fight. Now this part that did bother me. I hate how it was cut. I wish it was a full blown fight. It felt like it was just one sided. I'm like, because Titania is one of She-Hulk's biggest opponents. So I hope and I pray that she comes back and we get a whole better fight scene. But pretty much that's it. Now let's talk about some of the negative stuff that I've been hearing. So people, what I hear, some people who haven't seen the first episode of She-Hulk review bombed it. I mean, I'm like, bro, for real? Now some people say it was good, some people say it was bad, but relax. Like, this is only the first episode. I get it, but like to me, what made me want to watch She-Hulk now, because those of you who ever watched my I'm talking about my second review for the trailer, the first thing I said, is like the CGI needs to be a little bit better, needs to be tweaked up. When they did the third and final trailer, I got the CGI a little better. Like in the first episode, it could have been done a little bit better, but I think it was passable. Now, another thing I did hear was, and I hate when any showrunner do this, I don't care. This happened to Elizabeth Banks, and you ain't hear her do anything for a good minute. But the showrunner said, but rumor has it that she was blaming sexism. She was blaming men for not wanting to receive a leading lady. I hate that. I despise that. Are there men like that for real? Yes. But to sit there and put all of us in one boat and to say that hurts me. Because, like, I get it. you trying to you want to stick with your work. You did, and you know what? I applaud that. But to sit there and attack fans, the male ones, what it seems like, and to say like male viewers don't like the show. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Now, what happened with Listen Baker was when she sit there, and I granted her Charlie Angels movie wasn't marketed well, but don't attack the fans. Don't say all men don't like your stuff. Don't do that. Don't, because that's like I hate. Don't attack the people who gonna help put this out there. Yes, there are some mean boogers out there. I agree with that. That's true to a fault. But not everyone is like that. So don't do that. That's gonna hurt you more. And that's why you just can't sit there, even with these combo stuff out there. Like when people don't like your stuff and they say, yeah, you're not good, and they being genuinely nice and saying like, no, okay, I know what you're trying to do is okay, but this is not what we want to see. Don't attack them. Just say, hey, okay, thank you for your opinion. You keep watching, you might like more. And they may not. But don't sit there and attack the people who's really trying to put out watch your show and stuff like that. I feel like I ramble on too much, but that's genuinely how I feel about that. You know, I can't stand that when somebody gives you a genuine critique and you attack them. I do not, and definitely not want to not just watch it but support that. You know what I'm saying? Overall, what I'm saying right now is give She-Hulk a watch. I personally, is the first episode cringe? Yeah, to a certain degree, but it's still good. It grew on me. Like, everybody need to chill the frick out. Relax. I get it. Like I said, I literally, and I said this, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna wrap this up. I literally watched I watched all of Miss Marvel, and to the fault, Miss Marvel is not as bad as people make it is, but I hate how they did it, so that's why it's like low bar on me. I like Moon Knight. The first time I heard about Moon Knight was playing the video games. I never read it the first time when I played. I think it was Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's the first time I heard about Moon Knight. So yeah. So you know, like if the MCU shows are hit and miss, they are. I'm being fair. Even like with What If, and I love What If, but like maybe 2 episodes, maybe 1 or 2 episodes I just didn't like at all. So my thing is, I'm going to watch everything. And I know people in my circle. I know people who like love WandaVision, and some people who hated WandaVision. I love Falcon and Winter Soldier. Some people didn't. I didn't really care too much. I watched Hawkeye. I love Hawkeye. Hawkeye was good. Like I said, Miss Marvel, it's not as bad, but I won't put up right away watch list. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I wrapped it on way too long, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope whoever watched this video, just tell me what you think in the comments. Did you watch the first episode? Cause I'm really trying to get this out before the next episode come out. I'm really trying to do reviews for every She-Hulk episode. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think in the comments. If you like it, you watch it, or you just don't care for it. You know, you just want to watch Marvel movies, whatever. But just be nice, be kind, and then you come back here again for when we watch episode 2 of She-Hulk. Love you guys, deuces. Hashtag me Corey's Kitchen, all that other great stuff. I love y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And one more thing before I go, every 100 subscribers I get, I am doing a horror game. I may do one just for the kids. I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go. Gotta wrap this up. Love y'all, deuces. See y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy. Oh God, just burp.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the